Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Midnight Movie Distillery. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
I'm Warwick Price.
And I'm Lon Black. I'll explain that one later.
Yeah, okay. Tonight, we are going to discuss a movie called Skinamarink, directed and produced by Kyle Edward Ball.
Yes.
And I'll let Warwick describe it.
How do you describe it? So it's basically a movie about two kids left in a house, seemingly somewhat alone, that all of a sudden the windows and doors disappear in the house, and it's how they're navigating around the house and communications that they have. I won't give too much more than that, because that will kind of like spoil what we're going to be talking about.
Sure.
Yeah. I can tell you that from what I've seen across the board versus what I've actually seen in watching the movie, is it's got a lot of rave on the internet. Everybody's been going crazy over it, but they either love it or they hate it. And this is shot in a very, very different style for a horror movie. They try to make it retro in the 70s, like it was shot in the 70s.
Very grainy.
Very grainy, very dark, and I don't just mean like it's evil, I mean dark, like visually dark. It's just everything's in the blackness. So that's why people are either loving it or hating it, and we're going to find out
what we
Logan and Warwick think about this. All right, so
on to the important thing.
Let's go to the important thing.
This is the fun part.
All right, this one. Okay, so what we do is we pair a Scotch or whiskey or really just any sort of adult beverage with the movie. To me, this movie was very low budget.
I knew you were going to do this.
Oh boy. We don't know what he's bringing out first, so just
and nobody knew what they were going to get. I saw coming
Don't seem a lot.
attractions.
Don't seem a lot.
Oh man.
And
I'm a little scared right now.
And when you get a low budget movie shot in such a different way, somebody trying to be different with no money, you're either going to love it or hate it.
Okay. Bring on the pain.
It is not Malort.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
I found the cheapest bourbon I could find in the store. This is Jack Daniel's bastard country nephew,
Good Zachariah
Harris.
Oh my god.
Has anybody heard of Zachariah Harris?
No.
No.
I've never heard of Zachariah Harris, and I consider myself an alcoholic.
But it has a write-up on the side.
Yeah.
Sure, and a really nice plastic cap on the
Yes.
top.
They tried to make it even look like Jack Daniel's.
Exactly,
Wow.
exactly. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, little gold flare.
So how much did you pay for that?
$8.
Wow.
So
And this is glass?
that's
It's gonna taste like a foot.
yeah. That's glass.
Wow.
Okay.
So you know a good portion of that went to the glass bottle.
That's pretty much all that went in the glass bottle. So that means we're drinking about $2 worth of whiskey here. Okay, all right. Now,
to add to that, well, do you want these?
I try it straight first, but I can tell you now, I'm probably going to need an ice cube.
Okay.
Okay.
So I have an ice mold of skulls. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but so we'll put those in after we try it first.
One thing you'll know about me, generally, I always like my whiskey neat. So
You gotta try it neat first. If you really want to know what the whiskey tastes like, you gotta start neat. You gotta know if it's hot. If you put water, you start watering it down right off the bat, you're not gonna really know what it tastes like.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, that doesn't smell bad at all. Okay, take
We're doing the bottle test first.
Let's do the bottle test.
As long as nobody vomits as they smell it, then I guess we're okay, right?
It smells okay.
It's not too bad.
No.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So this is, like I said, just like the movie, costs nothing, and we have no idea if it's going to be good or bad.
Right.
Maybe that's too healthy for a first
man.
pour. Would you like me to pour for you guys, or do you want to pour your own?
Are you the sommelier or?
That would be for
whiskey-yay?
wine
Yes.
and
Whiskey-yay? I don't know.
whiskey.
Whiskey, eh?
Whiskey,
Hey,
eh?
that's
It's a Canadian movie,
Which
right?
it was a Canadian movie.
Yes,
Yes.
there you go.
Kind of work that in there.
I gave you two guys the really cool whiskey glasses, by the
Yeah.
way. I just got basically a giant shot glass. All right, let's do
There
it.
you go.
Okay,
First burn.
But first impressions are it doesn't have a lot of taste. It has burn, but it doesn't have a lot of taste.
The flavor, right? Doesn't have a lot of flavor. I taste alcohol.
Yes.
Yes.
But I don't taste any sour mash. I don't taste any oak.
No.
I don't taste any
There's not a lot of flavor.
char.
So I think this is the.
So I think they made it in the bottle.
and they added caramel color.
There
Yes.
you go.
Rich,
Interesting.
smooth, Zachariah.
It's
come
not
on.
horrible though. I'm not like, oh my god, this is disgusting.
What's the alcohol content?
This should be a 47. Yeah, 49.
So this is a
80 proof.
if you just want to get drunk, this might be the way to go.
$8.
Yeah. Can't
You know
go
what?
wrong.
Honestly, if I was mixing it with Coke, I'd
Yeah.
be okay with that. I'd mix this with Coke. Although, you know what? Even that,
It'd be good for a party with people you hate, right?
it doesn't taste like whiskey, though. It doesn't taste like whiskey. It
No.
just tastes like moonshine or something.
Kind of, yeah.
But not even as strong. Not as strong.
No.
I mean, it's
just burn.
It really
Which
is
is
funny.
what
It literally
alcohol
has
does.
so little taste.
Yeah, just the burn, just
Yeah.
the alcohol, the heat from
So I
the
wonder if
alcohol.
this is something like you could do with how they filter vodka. Could you filter this thing and maybe get that burn down a little bit?
I think that wouldn't necessarily do it. The filtering
Okay.
isn't what necessarily gets the smooth out. Distilling it
Oh, okay.
gets the smooth, gets it smoother, and aging it in oak barrels it gets it smoother and smoother.
So this is probably aged for like 2 weeks.
That's what
This
I was
isn't
trying to look. Which they would call. They wouldn't even call it aging. They would call it rested.
Oh.
If it's less than 6 months,
So
it's
it's
a
sat in a
rested
puddle in the basement
whiskey.
floor.
Where's the cap? Oh
No,
my-
I'm making fun of it, but it's actually not horrendous.
It's
like-
not horrible.
No.
I mean, the aforementioned Malort. There is definitely.
I'd still take this over Malort.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I did try to keep it in the whiskey family.
Now-
I had thought about Malort, but
After that, does anybody want their ice cube at this point?
I would definitely
Okay,
like an ice
all
cube.
right.
Sure.
Because this is.
All right. I'm all excited about this. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm
Nice,
not like
nice.
shaking too much. Sorry.
Okay.
I did wash my hands. Maybe. Oh, shit. Sorry.
You washed them before you went to
Yeah, I was just saying. Oh, I meant today at some point. There we go. Oh.
I'm trying to work out what part. Oh, there it is.
It's like on the side. It goes to the side. His face is already melted off.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's rate this a little bit here. Let's
So, let's do. Well, we did kind of a description.
We did.
And so, what else do we need to talk about with the whiskey?
Well,
Nothing more other than that it was cheap.
I'll tell you what. I mean, unlike the movie, well, maybe I don't want to say anything too much here.
No.
Yep.
Not yet.
There's nothing to it. It's not horrible because it doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't taste at all.
Okay.
It's got the burn. It just doesn't taste like whiskey at all. It tastes like almost like food coloring added to a,
Really.
because you got that little tannin and that little, I don't know, ink.
But I know we've said it multiple times now, but I mean, I think it is funny because when you taste it, I'm like, it tastes like water. Like it has the flavor
Water with burn.
of water with burn.
Yeah. Is that how
Go
you
buy it
describe
at
it?
your local drugstore. Because liquor stores won't carry it.
All right.
Okay, so for everyone's benefit who didn't watch the first episode,
Which don't blame you.
hey,
No, it was great.
We're getting better. We're getting
it turned
better.
out okay.
Well,
It's a learning experience.
At
for
least the
everyone.
video quality should be better on this one.
Yes.
So we have a.
You did hit the record button, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, we can't see, so we're not going to be able to find out
Yep.
until we finish.
So we're done. Okay.
We should probably work out a way
Practice
of
run.
rectifying that.
I'll check it out.
So we have a 1 through 5
It's tasting
scale.
worse.
And these are
Really?
barrels,
Like if you keep drinking
bloody
it,
barrels.
Bloody barrels. And so obviously 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. I think I know where this whiskey is going to be.
No, he's going to give it a 5.
Yeah. Are
I
we
think-
ready?
Just so we
Yeah,
can have
yeah,
some
yeah.
discussion
We're
point.
gonna
Can we
do
see
each
it?
one. Just
Ready? All right, ready to
and
go. 2. Well, you gave it a 2, huh? You
Okay, would you guys go 1?
right? Yeah, 1.
Now,
I only gave it a 2 because it's not Malort. So
Okay, all right.
and to be honest, like maybe it's the same arguments we had on the last show of why I purposely gave the what did we watch last time?
Oh,
Pontypool.
Pontypool.
Pontypool a
That
3
was a scotch, too, though. Oh, yeah, I get
Yes.
your point.
because it's we're going to be watching lots of movies,
Right.
and so maybe in the same way, you know what? I'm going to change my mind.
yes.
A 2.
Nice.
I'm going to give it a 2. Purely because It isn't terrible. It really
Keep
isn't.
drinking it.
Well, see now that
isn't
I've got
good.
the ice in there.
It's tasting worse now.
No, it's not worse. It's just not any better. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting
It tastes
drunker.
just even more like water.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
but
enough.
there's
And
like,
actually less burn.
Yeah, see.
like I feel my breath is terrible now.
But that's
Worse
the,
now.
that's the point. As long as you're not melting the glass, then you're
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
fine. So let's get to the. We're gonna skip to the movie here, right? We're gonna
Yeah, let's
jump to that portion.
Yeah, 'cause we only got an hour.
So yeah, so
we won't need an
For
hour.
anyone who watched the last episode and us talking about the fact that we were trying to make these an hour long, and the last episode, I think in total was probably
Yeah.
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
We're
we split
really-
it up
we're-
into an hour and some.
We're really going to try and make this an hour, and I think we're going to do it with this episode.
Look, our video got better.
It did.
Our lighting got better.
we're trying to keep time. So
Yes.
that's a good
Content, we're
So
Okay.
okay, so Skinamarink.
yeah. We're gonna rate it
it's-
first.
Yeah,
rate it first.
ready
then
first
talk?
so we can have our discussion point.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. So we'll rate it. Okay.
Now, honestly, in my head, I'm trying to think about the same thing I just said and change my
Right,
mind
and rating.
on for this.
I'm telling you, we're gonna need to. What, you thinking of changing your mind already? Because oh, I know what you're gonna do.
So,
You don't do. All right. Okay. I can't tell you what to do.
All right. Are we ready for the rating?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna go 2.3.
Oh, that's you got them reversed, and that's a 3.2.
Ah, damn it. There we go. 2.3.
There
It's
you
the
go.
alcohol.
And I'm gonna give it a. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Wait, what did you give it? Oh, okay. So, all right. This
So
is going to
you
be. So it's definitely
rated the
polarizing.
highest.
so let me start.
Let's let the lowest.
Let me
score.
start by saying, I dislike Blair Witch Project with such a passion.
Me too.
But at least that had the payoff in the last 5-10 seconds of you seeing potentially the murderer.
Okay.
This had nothing at all. As Lon alluded to at the beginning, it's out of focus most of the time. It's and some of that just comes because of the grainy nature of the movie. It's filmed in a way that you never see anyone clearly. For the most part, you see legs. You see a room, but you don't see a full doorway. You see the very, very top of the doorway or the very bottom of the
Or
doorway.
the top corner of a room.
Of the
that
room.
makes
Or
no
window
sense
or-
to
yeah.
anything.
And it's like if there was some payoff at the end of why it was filmed in that way, because they're trying to catch the person that's crawling up the wall. I don't know. It just, to me, it was dreadful.
So I can tell you what people who like this movie are going to say.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh, he's getting
You might need a
he's getting in
sturdier
position for
table.
this one.
Okay. They're going to say, well, it was made to annoy you. Everybody here see Eraserhead?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Eraserhead was made to annoy you. But it was annoying in the way that the sounds that were there and the hairstyle
Right.
that he
Yep,
wore,
yep.
and there were certain elements that made it annoying. When you shoot a movie that's you're shooting the upper corner of a room, it looks like a mistake.
Yep.
And it's annoying, but not the kind of annoying you're like, oh, look, he's like
I see
got
what
that
he was trying to
hair,
do."
that's terrible.
Yeah.
No, it's just annoying because you're like,
Or even
lower
just-
the fucking camera.
Or just have something out of the corner of the focus of the camera. Something. There was
Something.
nothing to this.
Something. Now, then they'll go say, okay, well, the whispering, it was nice and eerie. Okay, listen.
When you understand.
When you
It was
need
annoying.
subtitles,
I-
then it's just annoying.
And I'm sorry, I rewound several times. Several times to try and
rewind.
hear the mumbling. And more often than not, there is no way what they
Correct.
said
Yeah.
had any relation
What was
to
written.
the subtitles that came up.
Right.
Yeah, it'd say like, "Are you there, mommy?" And it's like, like, that
Right.
doesn't
So-
sound like, "Are you there?"
So then
mommy?"
there's
Charlie
that whole
Brown.
Yeah.
there's that whole argument of people say, well, it's a different language. It's the language of the ghost or the demon or whatever else is in there with them, which again, I'm unclear.
Yeah.
Watched the whole damn movie, tried to pay attention as best I could with the annoyance that was going on, and you show me a dark room and all I can see is the corner of a doorway and a little bit of a light, or the night light in the hallways plugged in, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yep.
So we had someone come in the store today that bought.
What store would that be?
Oh, that would be Ghoulish Mortals, 228 West Main Street,
St. Charles.
St. Charles,
Illinois.
Illinois.
Because of course you might be watching this from around the world.
Right. Scotland. So the Scotch.
It's Scotland. Anyways, so they came in the store and they bought a piece that we have downstairs, a Skinamarink VHS tape. And I'm like, oh, you must really like it. Because my favorite movie. I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And they're like, did you see it?
Did you say get out of my store?
Your money's
Take that
no
away
good.
from me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't even know why that was out.
They were like, did you see it at home or did you see it in a movie theater? I'm like, I saw it at home.
No.
And they go, oh, it's such a different experience when you're in a movie theater. I'm like, I just don't believe that because I watched it with headphones on. So it's like I get the whole point of if it's dark in the movie theater and you can hear the slightest sound and people generally are fairly quiet.
On.
But I had headphones, exactly. And the point is,
that makes it, yeah.
I should have had that same kind of atmospheric other than the darkness. Still didn't like it.
Yeah, this was a movie, as you mentioned earlier, I almost fell asleep multiple times during it.
I want to hear how the hell you gave it 2.3.
The reason I'll get to that. So the movie, I loved Blair Witch, unlike this guy over here. So I was totally prepared for this movie to, wow me and give me that sensation I had when watching Blair Witch Project. Not even close. I watched the movie, and by the time I finished, the first words out of my mouth were, "That's it," and that frustrated the hell out of me. Now, being the good critic that I am, I actually went back and actually did some research. There's some explanations. People are trying to say that, these kids were technically in kind of like a purgatory.
Yep.
And then some person suggested that the kid actually dies when he falls down the stairs in the beginning, and then that's when all of this stuff changes and starts kind of becoming his hell, if you will. So when I went back and watched it again the second time, I went with an open mind, and that's why I gave it the 2.3. Mostly because the second time around, watching
you
it,
were able to watch it twice?
yes, because
I would have
that first
shot
time
myself in the fucking
exactly.
foot.
So but then I went into it with that second frame of mind of okay, and the thing is, I love David Lynch films, so I love all that weird shit where the camera's pointing off in this way and something's going on. I love that stuff, but this was way too overdone. Yeah. And that theory about it being that the kid was dead. When I watched it the second time, I started to kind of pick up on a little bit more of, okay, you know what, this demon, whatever you want to call it, is just torturing Kevin the whole movie. Because what does he do? He keeps taking things from him, right? So to me, it was like, okay, now I'm starting to pick up a little bit. Basically, it starts off, he's not even really the main character in the beginning, it's the sister. And then all of a sudden, she gets taken away from him. And then next thing you know, the parents first get taken away, then the kid, then Kaylee does. So I started noticing, and then it became, I started looking up other things as well, like the actual cartoons. I watched a couple of the cartoons that were in the movie, and when you see those cartoons, other than partially on a TV or in the bright, it kind of it goes along with the movie. One of them is called Presto Changeo, and that's the one where it keeps repeating and going back and forth, where the rabbit keeps making himself disappear. Right. That's kind of like what the demon does with his sister. He's killing his sister. You see the blood splatter, and then it goes away, and then it comes back, and you hear the screams and things. So I'm like, I think he was trying to do. I'm giving him a little bit of credit, but
I think he just found public domain movies.
Correct. That's what it was. I mean, the thing was $15,000 for a budget, but and in all honesty, I'm looking at it going, where the hell? I mean, maybe that $15,000 was that scene where it's like at the end where I'm kind of ruining the ending part, but where it's just the house and it's
spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We do.
Oh yeah, we do spoilers, but they know that already. Anyway, so that's why I gave it a 2.3 because it's not so bad that I was as bad as I originally thought. If I gave it a rating the first time I saw it, 1. I was more frustrated.
So here's my response to that.
Okay.
The Presto Changeo and the blood splatter were blatant enough to where, yes, that did correlate. There were several things that correlated with the movie, with the cartoons, and what was going on. And you do get some of those little inklings in there.
Balloonland was the other one.
The what?
Balloonland was the first one.
The
first
cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in that one, to kind of go along with it, it's two, I think they're boyfriend, girlfriend, but it's brother, sister kind of look, and they're getting chased by the Pincushion Man. So that's what I'm going to call the demon. Just because,
Pincushion Man?
Yes, because in the movie, they're balloon people, and the Pincushion Man is trying to like kill them in the cartoons portion. So I'm going to call the demon Pincushion Man.
Good for you.
You like that?
Okay. As I was saying, so when you do a movie like that, that's made to either annoy or made to frighten or made to elicit a certain response, you have to give the audience a certain level of understanding to their attention span. You have to give a certain understanding to their attention level. That not everybody's going to pick up on everything. I get that. But if the majority of your movie is sounds or silence and darkness in the upper corner of a room with the corner of a door, you're going to lose people.
Yep.
So I think his goal, if he was trying to make an art film that he only wanted 6 people to understand,
he got
bravo, you did it. If you actually want a successful movie, and having said that, there was a great marketing campaign. I'm sure there were a lot of TikTokers and YouTubers that were paid to say this movie, oh, the uproar, the upheaval, everybody's talking about this movie. No, I think that was a campaign.
I think this is a Emperor's New Clothes
Absolutely.
type of thing where it's
Absolutely.
like you're correct. It's like it had a great marketing campaign. It was meant to. The trailers that they put forward were really meant to elicit the idea that, it's going to be weird, it's going to be a little bit creepy.
Right.
But oh my God, look at that boy's crawling on the ceiling. I mean,
right.
It's
give me that Blair Witch payoff somewhere, right, if anything.
And to me, like the only thing that I might potentially make it a 1.2 is. I did feel the entire time I was like, okay, it's going to happen right now. And I was like, there's something going to happen right now. And so I was definitely on edge.
Okay. Yep.
You know, but again, I think because I was on edge and the closest thing we got to a payoff was the face kind of fading in at the end, which again wasn't really that shocking.
Right.
I think I was just so disappointed in the hype that I feel that the movie had received.
Yep. That was their downfall, I think.
I think so. You know, and it's
but
like
if you think about it, though, because of that, they have made way more money than that thing would have ever. You know what I mean?
They only spent $15,000.
Right.
Correct.
So. And that's the point. So there is certainly something to be said for the fact that $15,000 for the movie. They probably spent another $5 million on marketing for it. I can't remember what the opening box office was, but like if they make $25 million on it, which would be crappy by most horror movie standards, they're still making bank. But what you're getting is you're getting the people that are watching it for the first time.
Correct.
You're not getting the word of mouth and the second weekend and the third weekend like repeat business. And I know this is one of the movies that I don't even know it actually had clearly it did have a theatrical release because people in the store went to see it. Right. But it's like I don't know.
It was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
It was tense. I get that portion of it, but I kept waiting for the tension. I felt I was waiting for the camera to pan back and actually show me stuff. Sure. That's the only tension I get. Now, I almost would have preferred them to be like security cameras that were accidentally bumped over by the Pincushion Man.
Did you make that up, or did you find that somewhere?
No, that's the name of in the Balloonland cartoon.
Yeah,
I watched
but
that.
I mean that the demon was supposed to be that. Like, is that the demon's?
No, that was just my interpretation.
He made that part.
All by yourself.
Yeah, all by myself.
Right, good
I'm
job.
a big boy.
Good job.
But no, I think that when I look at it from this perspective of the second viewing, and I kind of did when I started doing the research on it a little bit deeper, I started getting, the whole thing with analog horror. It's kind of, to be honest, it's annoying to me, but like I'm sure my kids love it. So I guarantee if I showed that movie to my kids, they'd be probably scared out of their minds because they watch those things like the what are they called, there's like these SCPs and all that stuff, those type of things. So they love that type of stuff. And then there's I think they're called back rooms, where it's just literally VHS video of these rooms that are just empty, and people are like, oh, that scares the crap out of me. Yep. So I mean, I get maybe that's the audience. Oh yeah. So now the one thing I would recommend for this movie
is alcohol.
Is if you're gonna watch this movie, and if you're not sure or you actually believe us and you want to save some money. The writer, director, producer, he has a movie called Heck that is available on YouTube, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. And it's 30 minutes long. So save yourself the hour and 10 minutes.
Okay, that brings up a good point. This would have been a little bit better of a film if it was a short story.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes. I feel like the 30-minute one got a little long, but it's the exact same thing. It's corner of the room, that type of stuff. But it's literally, and he said he based it off of that, but.
So what did he need to make it an hour and a half longer?
I don't know. An hour and 40 minutes seemed like way too much. I feel like even if he ended it like right around when the blood is splattered and stuff like that, it would have been still too long at that point. But yeah, I think the runtime was the big kicker for me. It's kind of like, all right, yeah, keep going.
Even stuff like that, when the blood splattered, or when the kids, at no point did I get the idea that the kids were scared of something.
No, that's the thing. So they can't see the windows. There's no windows.
Right.
There's no doors, and the mother is acting weird, and they can't find the dad.
Except their dad's up there in the bedroom. That one scene where
and then the mum's
just sitting up on the bed.
The mum
mom's
sitting
on one side.
Yes.
And tangentially, what I'm going to say. So that was the one scene where it's like the camera
that was a little creepy.
The camera pans down because they're like, oh, look under the bed.
Yes.
The camera pans down, and I was like,
what's under the bed?
I was like, oh my god, here we go.
Nothing. Yep, nothing.
It was, so you're basically saying it was a giant cock tease.
My God. It was just
people out there are going to argue the fact that, oh, there you go, it scared you.
But it didn't.
But it didn't scare me. I was just anticipating something happening that never happened.
Yeah. Now, and that's where, I do feel like, so the first thing, I guess I forgot to mention this too, is I felt like by the time this movie finished, the second words out of my mouth, other than that's it, were, now I kind of see why people hated Blair Witch. Like that was the first. The second thing I was thinking, I'm like, God, that must be why people hated Blair Witch, because it was shaky cam. It was, you didn't really see much, and and it was all in your head, type of stuff that you scared yourself more. And so then I got that feeling, I'm like, son of a bitch. That's why they probably.
And I don't like Blair Witch, but at least in Blair Witch, that one scene where the girl's looking in the camera, she's scared to death, and puffing her nose is running and stuff like that. That evades this. That gives you the feeling of dread. That gives you the feeling of fear, because you're like, okay, she's scared of something. I'm terrified because she's terrified. At least you had some reaction. Yeah. The kids weren't scared, and they're running around whispering. Why aren't you talking out loud?
Yeah, there was the scene where the girl got scared. I know she was heavy breathing is all, and which I found kind of funny. But to me, I would think kids would be screaming their freaking heads off, running around.
Absolutely.
And if their parents aren't answering them, and they're just sitting there ignoring them. I know that my kids come up and smack me, Dad, I'm talking to you. Even if I got my headphones on. So I started to try to find things, like, okay, well, maybe this is me trying to get in the mindset of, was it Kyle Edward Ball, and just think to myself, okay, well, what is he trying to go for? And the only thing I could think of was maybe he had child abandonment issues when he was a kid.
So here's the thing. So there was two pieces of.
Why do I keep going back?
I know. There were two pieces of trivia that I picked up on. That I read. And one of them was very similar to your thing of saying that he's dead. And part of that was really just simply that he fell down the stairs, he hit his head, and so this is his half
hallucination,
dazed kind of imaginings of what he's seeing, and that's why it's all mumbled and stuff like that. But the other thing that people were saying was their kids are divorced.
Yes.
And so your whole child abandonment thing is what reminded me of that, is the fact that it's like the reason why the mum's crying is and the dad's not there is because the dad left. and it doesn't explain the stupid cinematography or the fascination with Lego. But
and at one point, the girl does say, "I don't want to talk about mom."
Right.
So then that made me think, well, wait, was it the other way? The mom left. Because the dad was there initially, but then...
And if you can't tell that, then they didn't present their movie well.
Correct.
And even aside from the mom and dad showing up there, and I know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are like, oh, well, you don't understand because he did die. And this is his death, like, Warwick saying and stuff like that. Great. If that's what you actually saw in that movie, great. If you think you actually saw the Blair Witch, great. Doesn't make it a good movie.
I think it's almost like he was trying to go for the same thing as when you read a book, where it's like it's your imagination that's like filling in the
Then
holes.
don't aim me at the fucking corner of the room.
And the point is, it's like then don't make a movie, just write a book.
Right.
Yeah, certain things don't translate very well.
And there you go.
Like I mentioned earlier, I love David Lynch films, and so that's why I think I gave it even a second chance, was because I felt like, okay, maybe I missed something. Because I do. On occasion, I'm not perfect, and
really?
I don't.
You're perfect to us.
Absolutely, in every way.
Every way.
Oh, wait, how do they do that? The kids do it nowadays. Anyway.
Well, I was trying not to do that.
Yeah. This is what I felt like was happening, and then no finish. But it's a movie though that Now the one thing I will give it credit for.
The credits?
No. The one thing I'll give it credit for is we're actually discussing it. Right?
Because all right, here we go.
We could have talked about. We could have ended this in 2 seconds. We could have been like, "Don't watch it."
That's true, but let's be honest about that. One of the reasons we want to review it is because there was so much hype.
Absolutely.
Correct.
It's the reason why it was the second movie we wanted to review.
But I will point out that if you watch the first movie or the first episode we did, where we talked for 2 hours because we loved that movie and we were just dying to get into it and dig into it. This one, I couldn't care less to expound on anything.
No.
Because it's that bad.
Yeah.
So here it is. It's half an hour in.
And
I'm done.
You can subtract 10 minutes from us drinking whiskey, so.
And I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where the sad thing is maybe if he made the film this length,
we'd
be talking differently here.
That's true.
I did see too that he posted or somebody posted a video of what he gave, like kind of a little introduction before the second time they were showing the film to people, and he said his intention was not to scare the crap out of you, but it was to make you not be able to sleep when you got home.
Oh, I slept.
I slept fine.
But the funny thing is, I fell asleep during it. Which,
right. It helps me sleep.
Yeah. So I don't know if that says anything about me, but it was one of those movies where even second go around, I'm like, I mean, I tried. I really tried to like it.
The only thing that stopped me from sleeping was the frustration of the 90 minutes of my day that I lost from watching 180. This movie. Well, that's your own fault.
Yeah. Well, because I got to do trivia.
Oh, that's right.
But so I mean, we could make this a half an hour show. I'm fine.
Well, you
with
still
it.
have we have trivia to do.
We do have some
we'll
trivia
do some
questions.
Trivia. I was going to say
yay trivia.
Even though we don't want to keep talking about it.
What corner of the room did you watch for half an hour?
So I'll do a couple. We'll do 3 or 4 maybe.
Sure. If you got that many of them, let's hear it.
All right.
You put that much work into these, brother. I'll be here for as long as you've got.
So let's see. All right.
Can we rate your trivia?
Ooh.
Okay.
This is going to be a fun one.
Okay.
Might be simple.
Okay.
And you're probably going to get annoyed by it, but.
Oh, well, just like the movie.
What is the first word that's spoken by the children in the movie?
First words?
First word. Just word.
Is I don't care a good response?
Mom or dad?
Is that your final answer?
Sure. Let's say dad.
It was yeah.
It was yeah?
Yep. The girl walks up to the door, opens the door, and then says yeah. And then what's the second word?
Kevin?
No.
You already had it?
Mom.
Dad.
So that gives you an idea of what I had to fucking do
This is
for
the
this
caliber
movie.
of trivia we're working with.
Okay, so
Normally, this is not Logan's average trivia. Normally, he's got stellar trivia.
This was hard.
a tough
This was hard.
movie to-
So okay, we'll skip through one here.
Okay.
I kind of gave this away earlier, but We'll skip this. What channel is the TV on when they go to sleep downstairs?
As in like 1 through 13 kind of channel?
1 through, we'll say 1 through 20.
See it? Do you actually get to see that?
Oh, it's
in the corner, the digital number?
Let's say channel 19.
Yeah, I'm going to say some sort of, it's got to be like channel 66.6 or something like that. 17.
Because he said 1 through 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
Well, given that, do you think there's any significance to that? The answer is no, but do you think there's any significance?
No, but in his head, maybe. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh,
Okay.
but by the way, okay.
Okay.
So quick timeout on the trivia. Oh my god, I look at the top of my head to see whether you can see what the number was. Remember there was that random number that was like 674 or 572 or something or other.
Okay.
But do you remember that scene where also all you saw on the screen was like this number?
I don't remember that.
Anyway, it's supposed
What was the number?
I don't remember.
What made you think of it then? If you don't remember it, you remember the
Because I'd created a bunch of questions as well, but like my phone's the one that's using the
So you can't
is
look
recording my question, and I thought I'd remember it, but clearly I didn't remember. Anyway, so there's a point right at the end where you see just the screen with a number on it.
Okay.
And again, there's no real explanation of what the number is, then fades out, and we continue with the dreadful rest of the movie. But supposedly that is one of those kind of special numbers, and it's like a number that supposedly depicts death.
A number that depicts...
Read that online, people.
Okay. That's just people looking at
And
this stuff.
don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Surprisingly. Or watch, for that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some other questions, and I'll probably think of some more too. But
If we come up with more, we're going to put a link.
we'll have. Well, I have more. I'm
No, but I mean
trying
like the link for people to answer questions
yes.
later.
Yes.
If you actually, have the
Care.
stomach to watch the whole movie.
Yeah. I've got another tough one for you.
Okay.
Just to give you. How many times does Kaylee try the light switch? That's what I had to do.
At the same instance?
In that same instance, it's when they first.
4 times.
3.
You're gonna laugh. It's 12.
Really?
Wow. OCD much.
Like she does, yeah. So it ends up being 12.
Wow.
I was trying. I'm like,
I like this movie even less.
yeah.
And the light didn't come on, right?
And it did not.
So why didn't the light come on, but the TV was clearly on?
So okay, there's a theory behind that. So at one point, the demon.
Just a theory. I want to point this
the
out.
demon does say, "I can do anything."
Yes.
So it kind of goes back to the whole purgatory / the kid's dead thing. They're saying that basically this demon is torturing them, so he's only keeping the TV on full blast.
They're
and
kids.
everything else.
Why is turning the TV on the torture
The only thing, so in all honesty,
With cartoons.
if you wanted to, you could tie in maybe It, and be like, hey, it's Stephen King's It, maybe being the demon. I don't know. He likes to torture kids. I tried. There was not much that I could do. I was reaching for stuff, just trying to find anything that would like help me redeem this movie, and I was very upset by it. I really recommend, if you are interested in seeing this, just see Heck on YouTube for free. Save your money.
I think we're ending this episode with the idea that we had great hopes for this movie. Again,
We did.
This is going to be our second movie, and we were excited to review it. And here we are, 40 minutes into the episode, and
With blue balls.
And,
okay.
and
It wasn't
the movie, just like this bourbon, just like this whiskey, not bourbon, just like this whiskey,
God, now it tastes like tea.
didn't cost any money to make, and wasn't that good.
No. Sorry, everyone.
Oh, stay tuned for our next episode.
Yes.
Should we tell them?
What our next episode is going to be?
Yeah.
we
Do we
wanna
tell
tell
them? Do we tease them?
I don't know.
No, just tune in for it. Tune
Speaking
in
of
for
torture.
it. In case we change it.
Oh, good one.
I see what you did
Yeah.
there.
Like that?
Okay.
All right,
All right.
folks. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll
See you on the next
again
one.
soon.